Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2020 Career Mode episode 182. Possibly the final episode, but we'll see. I might squeeze one more as a review in. There are 3 races yet to complete. We have the World Championships time trial road race. We're already in the time trial right now. We're going to speed things along a little bit here. Wempel went out first, had a half-minute lead, and then on same time, matter of tenths of a second difference, our own, or former, Pavel Rodriguez beat out Collins Wempel to go top of the standings, or at least at this point. Breck now out on course, Garrison in the top 15 as well, so we're putting in solid times. I found that you can ride 76 straight throughout if you're a good time trialist. If you're a great time trialist, you can get away with 77 for a while. Wempel, I pushed it just a hair too hard. Ran out of energy with maybe 200 to 300 meters left before the line. And that was about a third of the course on a 77. So we'll see what we can do with Barry. Barry's on that like +3 magic kind of day where he's got the objective in the fitness peak and all of the above. Breck is also looking pretty good, but he ended up with a 0 on the race day conditions. So 77 for the time trial rating. It's 100% time trial, no prologue influence. But Breck, of course, still has his resistance issues and therefore isn't expected to put in much of a time today. In fact, he was the last of the 4 Americans that we selected. Rodriguez no longer on top as Micheland has gone to the top of the charts now. All right, well, Breck, yeah, you could see even just riding a 76 as we ride into the Autodromo di Imola, as in the racetrack in Imola that Formula One has been on these last couple of years, thanks to COVID. 29th, minute 44, that's still not a bad time, all things considered, especially when we add in that he just running a 76 throughout actually ran out of energy. All right, well, here are the intentions as Joseph Barry heads out +3 right on the dot, right what he should have had. Let's get that 77 going for a little bit, and then we'll back off. There's a gentle uphill slope through a lot of this first sector, and then it kind of tapers off for the second sector. So I think this first sector is where it's a little more important. His time trial's already an 85, but with a +2. Technically, it's an 87. I have not been able to run the test yet. I want to do that as one of my upcoming tutorial videos. I'm planning on doing so much more for PCM21 in terms of tutorials than what I did for PCM20. If you haven't noticed yet, if you've been living under a rock, which is entirely possible, I've kind of been living under a rock here lately. I've been away from home for 8 of the last 14 days. I've made 9 round trips that were 2.5 hours each way or longer. It's been a fun time. Okay, you can see I maybe pushed a bit too hard here. He's 3 seconds off the lead here at the first time check and a bit down on power. So Delhalt at the top. Barry is second. Knopf just went to the top. So we got a Norwegian 1-2 at the moment. Barry has recovered. That little bit of 75 has already taken care of what we needed it to. Cizek just went top now, so time's getting better and better and better. Wempel's all the way down to 10th. Rodriguez is down to 8th, even though those guys were only 10ths of a second apart from each other. Barry coming up on the line now. He's got the energy to finish. Come on. No crash. He crashed about 50 meters before the line. Stays second. Second place for Joseph Barry. And that ends up second place. Ooh, so close. Delhalt with the best time. The added resistance probably the difference because obviously the time trialing itself maxed out, capped out, or 87 as in beyond. We did what he was capable of. I mean, he couldn't have gone any faster than that. So we move on to the World Championships. And for this one, we're in Bergen. We're in Norway. And I love this course. Really, really love this course. For one thing, this was the first World Championships that I was able to witness, not in person. We never got televised coverage of it in the US. And then all of a sudden, the year that this one took place, they televised all of it. The juniors, the women's, the team time trial stuff. I mean, all of it was carried out, and it was so cool to see. Also, by the way, have you seen that Netflix show, Ragnarok? Really freaking cool. I love the way that they are presenting that. I mean, it's obviously got that Marvel feel to it, but without the regular superhero fluff. I love the way that show is being presented. Well, anyway, where they are filming that isn't too far away. It's not here in Bergen, but it isn't too far away from this location. All right, well, we've still got 200 kilometers to go in this one. It's going to be a little while. I am going to go ahead and skip forward on this. I tried to get Gilkinson, who's on a -5 and wasn't very good to begin with. I tried to get Gilkinson into the breakaway. They weren't having it. There was 3 guys who took off straight from the line, got a little bit of a gap before the regular set of riders that were looking to get in the break, including Gilkinson, started to make their moves, and each and every one of those was hounded by the Peloton and couldn't even get 10 meters off the front, no matter how hard they tried, Gilkinson and otherwise. And so we end up with a 3-man break, not even 4-minute gap, so this is clearly coming down to the Peloton. On paper, they're saying this is a sprint finish. But I've seen and done otherwise with this course that a puncher can escape on that climb, can go solo, can hang on, can win. And that's what we're going to have to try to do, because on paper, the climb itself looked to be a lot more. I didn't know, on paper you don't see where the course is going to be. You just see the label that it's the World Championships. And so then you look at the profile and go, okay, it doesn't say whether it's sprint or punchy or anything. So you don't know how big those climbs are until you actually get to the race day. Anyway, the team that I picked, punchers primarily. And then, of course, this late in the season, the game has a tendency to just destroy fitness levels. Looking forward to a totally different system on that with PCM20. I think the 2 unsung things about PCM20 that are going to be game changers, that are going to be quite impactful and really help take the game to another level, because there really isn't much that has changed. 1, you're not managing fitness anymore. The objective system, the new objective system, has replaced it. And 2, the simulation. They talked about how the simulations are more accurate. And jury's not out on that one yet, as I've only just started my career mode, so I haven't seen how accurate those are going to be. But what I have picked up on is that the simulations are quicker. So the pacing of the game is so much better. And for somebody who just went through, like with my Champion series, and had to sim an entire season, jeez, that took me like 6.5 hours to do. And if you've been paying any attention, I have not had 6.5 hours available at all. So that was really hard to find the time to get through and do that. I would imagine you could probably sim a season in 3 hours or less now. It's significantly quicker. So that's going to help streamline the game. Oh, Gilkinson goes to get water and crashes out. And is he even going to make it back onto the group? Let's bring it back on down. Okay, he is back onto the group. Let's go ahead and get water again. We'll have to get him back to protecting McNulty when he finishes his task. He still hasn't moved off the back. He's finally starting to scoot forward. Barely. He's not even anywhere near where he had been, and it's now been a good 40K. Good thing I started early. Let's hope he gets up there early enough to start getting water to these guys before they're all desperate and crying and going back to get it themselves, and he completes the task. Good. All right, 94K to go. We've only got 5 climbs left, and again, climbs aren't that bad, but 7%, 5%, it'll take some wear and tear. It'll do some damage. And that final time with a team effort, a real big push to get over the top, we can split off those sprinters. They did the same thing in real life. I don't remember if it ended up coming back or if the late break won. It's been a while. And my brain is scrambled. I'm a giant scrambled egg in my brain these days. After what I've been through the last 6 weeks really, but especially the last 2 weeks. Anyway, so 4 climbs to go. We're coming up on that. Let's go ahead and bring it on down. I was planning on skipping forward, but all of a sudden, poof! Here we are, nearing the end of this thing. There's that climb. Really not that bad, but it's enough that those sprinters can definitely be put under pressure, and we can have a go at it. Like I said, I've made it work before. I won the World Championships right at the end of my pro cyclist career, right here at Bergen, going solo to the finish, attacking over the top, and I wasn't even a proper puncher. That was a nice, very nice surprise ending to that series, if you remember that 4 or 5 months ago. All right, 53K to go, 3 climbs to go. We're nearing that point. Breakaway actually still hasn't been caught, but here they come. There's Loki. Nice to see ya. Okay, Gilkinson. Not looking so good, actually. I think I'd rather get for Mark going back to get this. Also up the tempo as we've got to prepare for the ending. Oh, shoot, big split. It's going to come back together. There you go. For Mark, still hasn't gotten water, has he? No, he has. Just changed positions as he got dropped from the group momentarily. There we go, making his way back up. Covered half the lap already. Okay, breakaway's done. And for Mark, has completed his task. Alright, why are these guys hanging way back here? Let's up the effort. Okay, Palace, slightly tired. Barry, slightly tired. For Mark, a little bit tired. Gilkinson, very tired. Gilkinson needs to gel. The leaders, though, are in good shape. Penultimate climb coming. Let's really up this. We need to make sure we're staying near the front. I would imagine we're going to see some splits this time. There goes Gilkinson, starting to fade. For Mark, gel.
The pace is so high that a few riders are going to be very sore at the end of the day.
Approaching the top. For Mark hanging on. We are seeing some splits. There's 83 left now. Coming back together a little bit, though. I was thinking 83 would have been about where we are. We see another split that sees just 24 at the front at the moment, 25. And a small group behind. We're looking at that 83 again or so. All right. Take care of you, buddy. Bring it on back forward. 25 riders, 25K, 83. I think I should... Well, it was not the greatest place to just suddenly start pushing as a team, but we are going to set this up before the climb. Now it's 69 riders. No, not yet. A little bit longer. Speed it up. Another little hill right here. And there's our place. 19K. I think that's a little bit better. Vermark, done. He's out. He was going to lead this thing, but not now. Joseph Berry's going to have to lead it, and then Paulus is going to follow him. That much is obvious. Or do I want it the other way around? Resistance, no resistance. Okay, Paulus and then Berry. Okay, I'm thinking McNulty is probably the next in line. Or maybe O'Grib. O'Grib is not very strong. We'll put him there. Then McNulty, we got Breck and Simmons. Yes, I want to ride for Breck, but no, it's not practical. Simmons, well, Simmons is the punchy guy, but he's got the acceleration and he's a much better sprinter. He's got a much better chance of actually winning, so there you go. No, we're not going 99 from 19 kilometers out with just 6 riders. Though we're used to only having 7, so being down 2 guys doesn't hurt as bad when we have a team of 8. Alright, just 58 riders, and Palace can't make his way through at the moment. There we go. Now he's finding some space, but will the rest of the team be with him? There's Wykankis. He's at the front. He's looking to make a move. Laporte. Okay, come on. Down to 41 riders. I don't think the sprinters are here. Paulus pushing through. That was just the lower slopes. On to Joseph Barry. Oh, Gribb's going to take off here in just a second. Barry gets us a little more than I expected. He held on for a little bit there. Down to 34 riders now. Coming up on the top. Down to 28 riders.
Watch out. A team leader is falling behind.
Okay, McNulty gel up. 10.5K to go. We're going 99 because it's a downhill. We want to be out front. There's a little uphill section here. We're going to back off slightly. 97. And then we'll go downhill again. Now we're at 26. We split off whoever the front riders are momentarily. They apparently regain contact, but now it's 24 riders. 7K. We'll get Breck ready. 6K. Okay, Gribb's going to have to go 99. Carry on a little bit longer. 5K. Okay, we're going to gel up for Simmons. McNulty now pushing. 4K. 3K. Okay, on to Breck. Starting the attack. 2K out. On the curves. We've got the good lead out that we need, but can Simmons, who's not a proper sprinter, go? He's going for second. Wendling's going to take the win. He was in a strong spot. He was a much faster rider than what we have. But we get second place in both World Championships. Good result. Could have been more. Could have been less. Could have been way less. We didn't bring any sprinters to a sprinters party. So, considering that we had the wrong team for this one, we just about made it work. That's the American just about, though. I would have been happy with the English version of just about on this occasion. You can see Wendling's profile, definitely a better, stronger sprinter, and has enough punch and climb to have still been there, unlike the majority of the actual sprinters. Like, no, wrong fin. Let's see. None of them were here. We beat up all the sprinters. We left them out. Case Bull, it was one of your last ones still there somehow in that front group. You can see he had nothing left. Laporte is there. But he had nothing left. Those guys were at the back of the group. So we beat them up. There was only 24 riders left at the front. So it's like we nearly pulled it off, but not quite. One capable sprinter still had enough energy to participate, and he won. And then we beat everybody else by a couple bike lengths. So close, not close enough. All right, so here's the deal, folks. I know it's been, a week and a half since the last episode. Last one's coming. We've got Il Lombardia. We'll wrap up this season, take a quick look at the results, and then we'll take a quick look at a recap of the series, summary of the series. We'll look back at some records and see what did we accomplish with who, when, who won all the Grand Tours, etc. over the course of the mini seasons that we played out. So kind of quick results summary look at things. But we'll do that next time, and it's not going to be a week and a half. Might not even be more than about 2 days till I get through that one. I'm hoping to get caught up now. Hoping. We'll see. I might have made my last full round trip for a while to help my parents, but maybe not. Tomorrow. Just tomorrow, my nephew is graduating high school, and I'm not even invited to the party because I told my sister off for not helping. Oops. With everything going on with family. Well, anyway, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button. I'll see you next time, the last time, as we wrap up this, what will end up a 183 episode series. And if you haven't seen the new one, PCM21 career, it just got started just a couple days ago. So check that out. See you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.